Hi,
Hi, everyone.
everyone. This week we talked about on the blog technology and what is the time and place for technology. I know we have kids, we're all parents, and we totally understand needing to use technology as a relief, as a respite, especially for kids who may not have other functional skills. But what is, we get this question a lot: how to use technology? What do we recommend technology for? And what are the guidelines?
So, technology isn't recommended for kids under the age of 2. Kids under the age of 2, their brain is still very malleable, still really developing. So, try and limit technology as much as possible. But, like Shira said, obviously, real life has to kick in at some point in time, and, everybody has to have a relief at some point in time. So, if you can, great, limit it as much as possible. For kids over the age of 2, what we recommend is supervised iPad time, supervised screen time, so that we can interact with them as well and see what they're looking at, see if they're staying on one site or whether they're flipping around and going to 20 different sites, which isn't good for their brain either. So that's what we recommend. We've got a lot of apps that we also recommend for screen time, and we can discuss that as well.
Yeah, the reason that, and we hear a lot, like what educational apps we recommend, people or parents like to give their kids educational screen time. For really young kids, as educational as the app can be, it just cannot replace face to face, social, language interaction. You see all these new toys coming out that are lighting up, that teach kids how to even code at a really young age, or apps that are claiming to make your kids smarter. And I really strongly believe that, yeah, if the alternative is nothing, then they probably will do better than that. But if the alternative is parent engagement and social time and interaction, I don't believe that any screen can teach you more than you can teach your kid.
Using a screen basically gets kids holed up and doesn't promote eye contact, doesn't promote social interaction with other individuals at all. So if you can get down on the floor and play with your kids, the best you can is what we recommend the most. In terms of if you are looking for certain apps, there are some really, really great ones. For instance, if your kid does not communicate at all, using an augmentative communication device on your iPad, something like Proloquo to Go would be a really, really great app for them. Or another augmentative communication program that maybe an SLP or an ABA consultant could recommend to you would be amazing. Now, again, with this app, if it's used in terms of communication, again, you want it supervised, you want it structured. You don't want your child to play with that same iPad with other things on it because you want that iPad solely used for communication purposes. So if the student is, for instance, constantly watching YouTube videos, what's the motivation to disconnect from their YouTube video, get on their Proloquo to Go, and start using it to communicate? There's not a lot. We want to make sure that their brain is really thinking about Proloquo to Go or some other type of communication system on that iPad, not YouTube.
Yeah, and there are some ways, even as a parent, there's something called Hour Pact or certain apps like that will shut off the iPad automatically, so that you as the parent or the adult don't have to then take it away and cause that all that transition time. There are some really great apps that can make the iPad time interactive. So we like recommending things like My Playhome, or some of the Toka apps are really great with that. You can do them with your child and talk about it and make that all about commenting and communicating together. There are also some really great learning apps. And for a list of our top 10 educational iPad apps, you can check out our blog this week on technology and get our list of our top 10 educational apps. So whatever it is that you're going to do on the iPad, just to remember, as a parent, you're going to need to use that screen time for your kid, most likely. I mean, we do. But just remember to keep it monitored and keep it supervised, and that it's really okay to say no. If the screen time is over, then it's over. If your kid asks for it and you think they've already had their time, it's okay to say no. And just remember that you're really in charge of the screen time, and you're going to monitor and supervise it, so that's in their best interests.